Hi everyone, this is Elena, and today I'm participating in a blog hop with my sweet Petunia, thankful for the Misty. So in this video I will show you how to mass produce these cards, which have a lot of little images in it. So by using the Misty you're able to mass produce and as well as stamp multiple images at the same time. At the same time, I'm showing you a technique how to use colored pencils on dark colored cardstock. So I'm starting with black and I'm trying to position my stamps where I want them to be. So this one will be the most complicated one. So I have three ornaments, sentiment, the little ornament hangers, and the little details in the middle of the ornaments and so on. So I'll be using a white pigment ink. I'm using Unicorn Hero Arts ink, and I'm inking my stamps. So you see I positioned three stamps. The other one will be kind of overlapping, so that will go in the second step. And I'm moving faster here. I had sped up the video so you're not watching me repeating everything over and over in a slow motion. So I'm making about 8 cards of each. Like I just grabbed two sheets of cardstock and cut them in quarters for my panels. And after that, I will die cut them a little bit smaller than a card front and adhere them to a card front. So I'm using that white ink, and this coloring on the white ink allows you to have those bright colors onto the dark background. So I'm just repeating, and if you don't like, if it's like a little bit lighter white, you can overstamp again. That's another advantage of the Misty, and get like more kind of brighter white. So next I'm positioning three more and picking those up with the Misty, and then I'm just repeating the same process, and everything is perfectly positioned and you're able to stamp three images at the same time. And here, even though I have images that are overlapping, I'm not worried about masking everything because everything is the same color, and then you will kind of distinguish those areas when you're coloring. So which ornament you want to be in front, you'll color that one first, and then the other one will kind of seem that it's behind. So you will achieve that effect using your pencils. So I'm just repeating everything. And I really like the Hero Arts pigment unicorn ink because it's very nice white, and it's kind of bright white, and it stays white when it dries too. So in order to color on top of the white ink, you'll need to make sure that that ink is dry. So next I'm positioning other elements. So I'm like that little top of the ornament and then the little hanger. Let me just use, because this is very thin stamp, I'm using my magnet to kind of hold it in place, and then I just picked it up with the door of the Misty with the lid. So I'm just positioning a couple more stamps there. So this time I'm doing 4, and then again repeating the process. And if you had to stamp this one by one, it will be very time consuming, especially if you want to mass produce those. So using the Misty, it kind of saves you a lot of time, and in a couple hours I was able to make about 8 times 4, 32 cards, and they're pretty involved because it's multiple stamps. So I was able to achieve that in just a couple hours doing this. So the video is sped up so you're not watching 2 hours of video. So next I'm doing the next hanger on the ornament, and then the thread or whatever it's called, the hanger. And again, repeating that process. And you will notice somewhere around here I missed one card that I didn't stamp, and then off camera I'll finish that one. I missed a couple steps because I misplaced the card. That was the card that we just did there. And then on one spot here I can't remember where exactly it was. I had a little bit whiting there. I think it's under the magnet. So I'm using the sand eraser from Tombow to just remove that white pigment ink, and just comes off right away, and you're not able to see on the cardstock at all that there was anything like white mark. So the last step is to stamp that last ornament hanger, a ribbon, or just twine, whatever you want to call it. So, and I'm finishing those up. So this is the darkest one. That's the one that I missed a couple steps there. So next I'll use my heat gun to just quickly dry those so I'm able to color on top of them. So just make sure that it's nice and dry. And I put those aside, and next I move to the second one. Here I'm using navy cardstock, and I want to have 2 overlapping trees, and then the sentiment, peace, love, and joy, and a star on top of the tree. So I'm just stamping that star, the tree, and the sentiment. And the next step, I'll stamp the bottom of the tree, the trunk, and the star in the first tree, and I'll stamp the second tree too. And then in the third step, I'll just stamp the trunk of the smaller tree. So, and then when it's dry, I'm just using green to color on top of that, and that green color will just pop up. It looks very nice. So next I'll just clean my stamps, and I position the star on top of the first tree, the larger tree, as well the trunk, and I just pick those up one by one so I know where exactly they'll be in case they move, and I position the next tree, and then just repeat the process. So again, here I have like the 2 trees are overlapping. I want the smaller one to be in front, so when I'm coloring and when I'm stamping little lights on top, the second step, I'll be masking that smaller tree, so the little lights on the larger tree look like they're behind the smaller one. So we have that one. And next I'm just positioning that tree trunk on the last one and stamping, repeating the process for each one of the cards. So we're almost done here, and then we'll be moving to the third design. You see how fast this goes. It's just amazing. I've never made multiple cards before, but now with the MISTI, whenever I make one card, I make few, and that way I can send more cards out. I just only need to get better in sending them out, actually, not collecting them at home. So next one, I'm using basic gray cardstock from Stampin' Up, and I'll just do 3 trees in the middle, and then the sentiment. I'm using the Mirror and Bright sentiment, and then I'm using the green transparency. It's you can download it from the My Sweet Petunia website and just just print it onto a transparency. So I positioned those and I decided to just heat set all the ink from the navy ones so I can stack them together and put them aside to do the coloring later. So just did 2 of the trees because the set has only 2 trees, and then I'll stamp the smaller tree again on the other side. So then I'm going again. I want it a little bit whiter, kind of brighter white. So I'm just, again, you know the drill now. I'm repeating the same process, kind of inking up. And don't worry if the ink, especially the pigment ink, gets on the door of the MISTI. Using the Novus cleaner, it comes right off. And next I'm doing the smaller tree. So and then I'll be just coloring them later. So, and as well, you can remove the ink with the pigment ink using baby wipe too, especially from the stamps. I don't use the stamp cleaner. Baby wipe just wipes that ink right off the stamp and doesn't leave any residue. So we're almost done here. Next we'll be moving to the craft cardstock. So next I'm doing the craft one. I'll be doing a couple ornaments, and then the same sentiment I used for the navy card. So I'm using again that grid transparency to position my sentiment, and I'll have the ornament overlapping. That's why I stacked them earlier, and then I want them to be under angle, to not stand straight up, but kind of be tilted towards both sides. So I'll be just stepping those and then adding the next one and some other details. So we're almost done here. Next, in the craft cardstock, I kind of repeat the stamping a couple times to get better impression, to get like whiter, like brighter color. So next I'm positioning the other steps and just picking them up one by one. There we have those two, and then we'll do one more. So I find that I use mostly the MISTI, especially when I'm doing videos, but it's very, I think that my go-to is usually the original one. I love them both. They kind of go hand in hand. I just feel that you need them both for the best, to be the most efficient. When when mass producing, the mini MISTI may be a little bit more handy, but when you want to do repetitive stamping, you can't really do it with the mini MISTI. You need it works better when you use the original one, because there is space into the kind of bed of the MISTI to move that cardstock up and down so it doesn't go um, over the corners, over the edges of the MISTI. So next I'm doing like the 3 images here. This is the last step, and next we'll just move to the coloring. Then I decided to add some stars. So, and we're almost done here with the stamping process. And next we'll just quickly dry the ones that we did not yet, and then we'll move on to the coloring process. So here I'm doing 4 little stamps in one step, which is very big time saver. So I'm repeating here. I want it to be a little bit brighter. So next I'm just heat setting all of those, the gray and the craft. So we have all 4 here, and then the next step will be coloring. So in this video I'm using Prismacolor pencils, but you can use pretty much any colored pencils you have. I'll be posting another video soon where I'll be doing a comparison of the same technique but using different colors of not different colors but different brands of and different types of colored pencils. I'll be using wax and oil based. The Prismacolors are wax based. So I'll be comparing the Lyra one or Lyra, and those are oil based, as well the Caran d'Ache Luminance, the Prismacolor, the Faber-Castell Polychromos, and there's a new set that I recently purchased that was very inexpensive on Amazon, so I wanted to give them a try. So I'll be trying those. So we have like 5 types of pencils to kind of compare and see how they look onto the dark cardstock that we have previously stamped with white ink. So next I'm doing the second step here, and I'm doing that the little lights. I'll be using red embossing powder. So here I want that large tree to be, well, it's already in the back, it looks like it's in the back, but I want those lights to not overlap to the front of the tree. So I'm creating a little mask for the smaller tree that's in front, and then I'm using the embossing body to kind of powder that area so I don't have any stray embossing powder. So next I'll just heat set that. I'm using Ranger red embossing powder. Now I'll be doing the second tree, the smaller one, so I'm not, that's on the front, so I don't need to mask anything. So there we have that one. Next I'm moving on to the craft one, and I'm using very non-traditional colors for Christmas. I'm using pink, purple, and blue. It's more like winter colors, and I'm just coloring, like adding some shading and coloring in everything. So this ornament will be kind of in the background, so that I'll achieve that effect using the pencils, because we didn't mask them, and it doesn't really matter because it's white ink, so it's easily covered. So next I'm doing the little dots in the middle, and next I'm coloring the other ornament. So this is my favorite 3 colors, like the kind of pool blue, teal blue. I feel like that I'll be using those 3 colors a lot. So next I'm adding the lightest one all over, so I blend all those colors, and next I'm coloring the little stars using purple, and then the little hangers for the ornaments I'm using 2 shades of gray. So, and this one is almost done here. So next one I'm going to the black one. So this is one of my favorite ones. I really love how it's the effect of the bright colors onto the black cardstock. So I'm using pink for the middle and the blue for the outside of the ornament. So next I'm doing using the purples for the ornament on the right side. So I'm using, if you don't want shading, you can just use one color. But if you want shading, you can use 2 or 3 colors, or even if you want to use 4, that's fine too. So I'm usually using, when I do even coloring with Copics, I use usually 3 colors to do shading. So I'm doing the same thing with the Prismacolor. So next, the last ornament, I'm using pinks. And next I'm doing with the pool, the little circles in the middle of the ornament. And with this I'm finished. Well, next I'll just stamp the little kind of snowflake in the middle of the ornament in the middle, and then just embossing using magenta embossing powder from Arranger. And next I'm using the, to remove that powder from the embossing body, I'm using the Swiffer dry cloths, and it just picks up everything. So this is the last one. I'm coloring the middle 3 using the green shades, and then the little trees on the sides I'll be using that teal or pool color combination to have a little bit untraditional look and kind of funky looking trees, and goes well with the gray background. So next as well, after I'm done coloring, I'll be stamping the second step images on top and embossing them with aqua and pink embossing powder. So I'm again adding that embossing body. So the powder makes the embossing powder not stick to stick only on the stamped images. So I'm using now zinc embossing powder. I think it's called the Rouge, and just heat setting that. And next we have just the middle image. I'll be using the little kind of scallop lines, and I'm be using the aqua embossing powder. So there we have that one. I'll just heat set everything, then wait it to cool down and wipe it with the Swiffer cloth. So we have all those card fronts. I've already die cut them using the Hero Arts Infinity rectangular dies, and now I'm just trying to choose what kind of background to use. So I was planning to use like tone and tone, like the craft to go on craft, but I didn't really like how it looked, so I went with lighter pink, and kind of again makes that image pop. Next, for the black one, I decided to go with the pool cards, note cards from Hero Arts. I think that I used the medium shade of the pool from the packs. Then I have the navy. So I was thinking about navy and navy, or navy and white. Then I just decided to go with green. And for this I'm using Avery L note cards. And I'm using the darkest color. And I'm using some craft foam I cut it a little bit smaller than the panels. Again, using the Hero Arts Infinity dies to add dimension instead of using mounting tape. So this is the last one, and this one finished. So to mass produce them, you'll need to color the rest of the images and just put your cards together. So thanks for watching and see you soon in another video. Bye.